Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the ITV Math Show with me, your host, Mohammed Kota. We're shooting here in Johannesburg and I hope you guys have been enjoying all our series. We are now back with trigonometry. Now, we cut the chit-chat as much as we can so that we can cram in as much content as we can. Now, we are into the last segment of today's show, boys and girls, the last segment, and today's show is going to be focusing on the rules of reduction. So we've done rule number 1, 2, 3. If you've missed it, you'll have to go to itvnetworks.tv within the next day or two. It should be uploaded on the website. Click on the KY icon and then go through all the rules. But if you have been watching the show from the beginning today, you know we are now on to rule 4 or 5. Just to recap quickly, rule number 1 that we had was the quadrant rule. Number 2 was the negative angle rule. Rule number 3 was the quadrant swap, where we swap the two quadrants. We're now on to rule number 4. Remember, we have to complete all 5 rules by today. In our next episode, we're going to be taking all these rules and we're now going to be applying it to all exam type questions. It's going to be strictly, you follow these rules religiously. You follow these rules religiously. Any deviation from these rules, you will get it wrong. So please pay attention and stay focused. So, rule 4-5. Squaring a trig ratio. Now, there's it. Squaring a ratio. Now, sine 270. Sine 270. We know that from our previous rule, 270, the 90 and 270, the name changes. So, sine squared 270 will change to cos squared x. That's it. Now, do I need to check? The reason why I give you a rule is, do I need, when you are squaring it, do I need to check whether it's positive or negative? No. Why? Anything squared is always positive. So we don't need to check the quadrant because anything squared is positive. A negative squared, negative times negative is a positive. And a positive times a positive is a positive. So anything squared will always remain positive. So let's take another example. If I told you cos squared 90 minus x, that would just remain cos squared 90. The name would change from cos to sine squared x. Do I need to check the sign positive or negative? No, it will always be positive. Let's take one more example. I tell you sine squared 180 plus x. Yeah, the name stays. 180, the name stays. So that will become sine squared x. We know that 180 plus is in this quadrant here, but do I need to check the quadrant? No. Anything squared is always positive. And there we go. We know squaring a trig ratio, the answer will always be positive. Right? Just to show you one. But what if you had minus sine squared 270 minus x? Now it's already negative from the question. Now pay attention. This negative doesn't belong to this. This negative does not belong. I'm showing you all the styles that you could see in your problem. So sine squared 270 minus x will be cos squared x, and it will be positive because of the square. Now the positive times the negative will make this negative. So please be careful. This one and that one is not the same. Sine squared 270 minus x is positive, but there's a negative given in the question. So a positive times a negative will make it negative. So your answer there would be minus cos squared x, not positive cos squared x. Okay? So I hope you're understanding rule 4-5. And I hope you've taken it down by now. Let's now go on to the last one, which is an angle greater than 360 degrees. And you have seen this in the exam.